Hello everyone, and welcome back. Yesterday we moved stuff from the hobby farmhouse up here all day long. Absolutely beat up today, sore from lifting all that stuff. And Melissa's making a nice breakfast for lunch. Got some sausage and some bacon. We're gonna have eggs and pancakes, and I think she's making some grits. Did you? Well, it's the next day in the afternoon. I edited a video today, cleaned up the house. Brandon left last night. And now I am driving into Melissa's work because at 6 o'clock, about a half hour from Superior, Wisconsin, we have an appointment to look at a fifth wheel. So I am going to drive here, and then we'll just leave from her work about 5:30 and drive over and take a look at it and see if it's something we might want to buy. Well, I haven't filmed much of anything the last 2 days. I went down and worked, and then I brought up a load of stuff today and having a little bit of trouble with my truck. There's just so much going on, it's hard to get into the good, I don't know, a good video script and stuff that's going on. Melissa's cooking up some nice burgers though out on the griddle. It's nice getting all the tables brought up here. I took this one out of storage, and then it was a nice, fairly nice day that day, and then the next morning it had an inch of snow on it. So, and then it got super windy a couple days ago, so I took the umbrella out so it didn't blow everything over, because I don't have that weighted thing underneath there yet. I need to pull that out. Today I brought up the dog kennel and this half-round table, which is pretty cool. I already had brought the chairs for it up, I don't know, probably a week and a half ago. I brought my gate up that I had put on where the pigs were. And we had one more of the dog kennels down there. This one's an old one that's zip tied together, but still in halfway decent shape. Here's those chairs that go with that table. I need to learn how to do this. When we got it, it was like this. I need to learn how to put new stuff on there. It can't be that hard. I have tilled the new potato area here 4 times now. I'm going to keep going over it to kill off that grass, and then when I fix the tires on the other tiller, I mean this one does good, but the other one is an animal, I'll go in and till this even deeper, and then within a week here I'll want to get the potatoes planted in the ground. Yesterday morning it was 19.6 degrees when I woke up. Today's high got to like 40 degrees here. Tomorrow now it's supposed to warm up, and then it's going to cool down again. I actually yesterday was texting with the guy that we got the bales from. I've talked about them in an earlier video, the nice tight bales, and he's got it like 40 or 50 of them, and I told him I'd buy all of them. And he wants me to get those picked up now that things are drying out, because he's about to start doing field work. So I have to get them this weekend or next week, I'm not sure. Good morning, everybody. I just unloaded this kennel. I brought it back up from the hobby farmhouse, and there's always been these pavers that are here on the ground, and I looked, and they used to have a kennel here. The metal pieces are here for it, And so I thought, you know what, because this kennel only has 3 sides also, I'll just put it right here. The problem with that is, if I put this panel here, it comes out to right here, and we are constantly walking through here, driving the 4-wheelers through here, and that's just not gonna work. And when you get over here, you can see there just isn't enough room between those trees to really get through. So unless Melissa says it's gonna go here, it's not gonna go here, and I don't think that she will say to put it there, so we'll have to find another spot. I brought this mower up here when Brandon he helped me load that onto the snowmobile trailer and get it up here. And now, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, I think, Zachary and Samantha and Rose are going to come up. They're going to bring my dad's 4-wheeler because that project is done. And then he's going to pick this up and bring it back and get it fixed up. It needs a new carburetor because this thing always ran really good and then it didn't. So then I was going to take the carburetor off and clean it, and I don't know, or maybe I was going to take the bowl off the bottom. Anyway, I broke a bolt in the carburetor, so it needs a new one of them. And then this right here, that cable, usually you put it up like this and you can push it, but it doesn't do that. Everything stays locked up. So he's going to replace that too. I'd like to get this one running. And then I'll go through and replace parts on the mower deck. This mower, I mean, it was just through a lot of abuse because when I built, before the divorce, 12 years before the divorce, we built a house and it was all in raw land. And when I made the yard, there was stumps and stuff, and this thing just went through a lot of abuse. And I need to find, you can see these things here. This one back here is missing. I've welded it on and it broke off, so I need to find that piece. Otherwise, it'll need new blades, and I'll just go through and make sure these are all tight and get this thing going again. It'll be nice to have an extra mower here, and then I can bring the other one up to the tent, so I've got a rider up there. And by other one, I mean this one here, which was I talked about it in probably the last video, that had stuff up here at the farmhouse, that this was the one that we always mowed the hobby farmhouse with. And I just had that front tire replaced, and somebody had mentioned, because I said how many hours this has on it, and they wondered if I meant 800 instead of 8,000, but this thing has 8,174 hours on it. This thing has been through a lot, and it just keeps going. You know, I bought that other one that's behind that I just showed you guys. And that has the 48-inch deck, so it has 3 blades, and it's got a bigger motor. I mean, it's nice. This one is considered a lawn mower, and that one was like a lawn tractor. I had to have a big one, you know. And but this one only has 2 blades, and that one has 3. And really, because this is a 42-inch cut, I believe, and really with the 2 blades, you have a lot less trouble than you do with the triple blade. If you're going to be doing anything rough, you know, I mean, if it was just a golf course type deal where you're not going to hit anything, you probably wouldn't have any trouble, but that's not what happened with that other one. I also want to change the oil in this one, the filter. It's been a long time, so. Well, I was really hoping that after a nap the truck would run better this morning, but that's not happening. I'm going to call up here. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, so I'm going to call today, and usually you can't get them in for a week, so I'll have to see what they say. Well, my dad drove up this morning with a load of some more of the peeled stuff from behind the workshop, so that was real nice. So just talking to him for a while, got it unloaded, and now he's heading back. I think tomorrow or the next day, he is planning on going up to the cabin. Well, I called up and I have an appointment to bring my truck in early next week, so it'll be a few days, but I'm not going to waste the day. I've talked about this, about getting this area cleaned up, pulling these logs out of here and getting these raspberry plants mowed down or whatever. I am going to be bringing the raspberry plants from the hobby farmhouse up here. They get the biggest berries, so anyway, I'm going to run the tractor through here and scoop these logs out, and I don't know what kind of crap is going to be in here. yeah, if you're ever tilling your garden for the first time, you get all those clumps of grass that are up there. I mean, I have to sharpen the blades on that mower anyway since I just brought it up here, but go ahead and run over it with your mower and it breaks those up and helps a lot. Now I'm still going to till this several times, and pretty soon I'll have some nice growing soil. Last year there was just a trail that was mowed here, and I'm going to try to get this all cleared back. Remove the 2 fence posts over here so I can go all the way back, leave the pine tree, cut a couple of that brushy stuff down. There's a pile of dirt right there that's behind the pine tree, so I'll leave that, but just get this all opened up. Well, I'm going to run in and have some lunch. It's a little bit after 12. Well, I got that barbed wire out of there. I'm pretty sure there's barbed wire wrapped around the blade on the lawnmower right now, but it's all pretty rough in here. So eventually when I get that disc hooked up and the hydraulic hooked up on it, I'll come in here and disc this whole part here to smooth it all out. And then everything will just kind of flow right from this field to that little back area right there. It's going to be nice having that center part gone in the field. We had left that for a couple of years because there was a lot of raspberry bushes, but they just produced really tiny berries. I think it was a different species or whatever than what's up around the house here. But anyway, now I can just mow straight back and forth without having to go around that when I mow out there with the tractor. It's going to be really nice. I almost made it to the main trail. There's that deer stand. All I had was this bunch to cut. I was gonna cut until I used up that tank of fuel, and I just threw the blade, so I'm done. It's after 7 already. This though is right where we went in, back in there, and had those 10 trees with the maple. I see as I come by, this is a maple that did not get tapped this year. There's another one right there. There's another one right there. And right back in there is where those 10 trees were that I had tapped, that I had to walk in, carry in the buckets. So I think I might come in on this trail and then have it just veer off over here and circle back around. So this is the main trail that we've been using, and that new one will just come in right here. This is starting back from the field there, coming in. I might want to widen this out a little bit, maybe cut those out. I think the tractor would be kind of tight if I came in with that. Yeah, I think that'll be real nice. Feels nice to be able to do regular stuff around here. Get away from moving for one day. Originally today, my plan was to clean out the one raspberry patch that's right by the garden. And then I was going to come over here and cut a bunch of this up and get it stacked up against that wall. And then I just kept moving around out in the field with the tractor and stuff, and I don't know how I ended up doing a four-wheeler trail in the woods, but that's what's fun about having so many things you can do. I don't get bored with anything. That was a pretty full day. I'm ready for a shower and a beer. Good morning, everybody. Not doing anything outside right now. It's raining out. In fact, I'm doing a few things inside. Melissa is off to work. Tomorrow we will be driving down to the hobby farmhouse and bringing up another load of stuff. Well, it's about 20 minutes after 7 right now. My project today, we just used this room up. This is one of the 2 upstairs bedrooms, but just for storage. And I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of stuff in here, but I haven't went ahead and started remodeling anything in here because I want to replace the window in this bedroom and the other one. But this bed, Melissa she found it, I don't know if it was on Marketplace or whatever, 2-3 years ago maybe. And I went and bought it. It was down in the cities, and brought it to the hobby farmhouse. And it's been sitting in the workshop all taken apart, just waiting to come up here. So we brought it up here last weekend when Brandon was here, and at the bottom, the foot piece or whatever wasn't bad. The side pieces weren't bad. That headboard is so heavy. And that wasn't even the worst. First of all, the box spring wouldn't fit. Wouldn't come up the stairs. And this mattress, this is a memory foam, it had all that Brandon and I could do to get it up here. It was squished around the ceiling because it's, a short ceiling when you come in. It's a narrow stairway. But anyway, we got that up here. I ordered a box spring for this. That's one that you put together so I can get it up here, and it'll raise this up 5 inches. But anyway, got all this in here because when we have our little family, it's not really a family reunion, just getting people together here. In July, my brother Chris and Teresa said they wanted one of the bedrooms. I'm sure Brandon will want the other bedroom. And so yeah, this one here needed to be set up. So anyway, got all this stuff set in here now, and yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Nice view out the window anyway. Time for bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Another balmy Minnesota spring day. I have the truck warming up. Pretty soon we're going to take off and run down to the hobby farmhouse. Well, Melissa and I went down today and got everything out of the house. I still have a couple loads of stuff I want to get out behind the workshop, and I also wanted to get almost all of these raspberry plants. These were planted when I moved in there, and they're just beautiful plants that produce really, this particular spot where I'm digging them, produce them in the late fall, big berries. So I'll bring these up and just put them into this area that we mowed down. I want to keep a space here though, because I want to be able to mow a line through with the riding lawnmower between the garden, and then this whole thing will grow up, you know, of course, with raspberry plants. And so anyway, I got all of these buckets filled up. I'll probably go back down there a few more times and pick some more stuff up, and then I'll get some more buckets. So what I have here, I'll probably double that before I'm done, and I'll just plant them in this area and let them grow. I got 12 plants planted. I still have 5 to go, and like I said, I have at least this many more I'll be bringing up here. But right now it's almost 8 o'clock at night, and the temperature is definitely dropping. It's getting cold out. I don't know if I said it already, but tonight it's getting down to 23 or something, so I think I'll call it a night, and tomorrow I'll come out here and finish these up.
I'm not sure. Nobody gets in without a tie. You know what I'm saying. Good night, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. As you saw, it started out a little bit chilly, and now it's about 8:30. It's warmed up some. Today's high is going to be the low 40s, maybe 45 tops. But then and then it was supposed to snow tonight, and now they're talking some rain tonight and 50s and 60s for about the next 5 days. It's going to be amazing. I'm just running up to the store this morning. Melissa and we want to do some chicken on the grill, and I forgot to take it out of the freezer yesterday. So I'm gonna run up there, and we have a few other things that we need for the week. The chicken's on the grill. The veggie bake is in the oven. Melissa is actually going to do a video on that veggie bake. She has one on the As the Rooster Crows channel. This one is different. We've done this a few times now and kind of made it the way we wanted, and try and adding different vegetables in there with it. So anyway, in the next couple of weeks she's going to do a video on that. I got the last of the raspberry plants planted. I went ahead and tilled you guys saw, tilled the potato garden again. This time I raised the stake up as high as I could so I can get as deep as I possibly can. It hasn't warmed up enough for me to fix the tires on the other tiller, but now I've got that one down. I don't think I can get any deeper. And then I tilled in the hay bale garden fenced area to just to get that done the first time, even though it'll be a month before we can really plant anything in there. And the wind has picked up now. There's that storm is blowing in. There's green just below us on the radar, and then I don't know, rain, and then maybe snow, and now it keeps going back and forth. Well, last year we brought or I don't know, this spring, whatever, we brought the weed whipper or weed eater, whatever you call it, the trimmer from Louisiana, and I'm just trying to see if it's 50 to 1, 40 to 1, I don't know. No mixing oil and gas. All right, so we have oil on here. All right. And this thing here has a tiller attachment, so I can get into that the raised bed area, and I can just till it right up with this. So I think that's gonna be pretty neat. Well, it says just to put straight 30 weight oil in here and not to overfill it. This thing hasn't been used since, well, it's been a long time. I don't think it's had been used since the flood, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna kind of flush that gas tank out a little bit. Oh, it's gonna need some repair. I put gas in here, and then you're supposed to push the primer button 10 times. Push down on the primer button, it was solid and it shattered. And there's gas dripping out down here. It isn't anymore, but yeah, so I'm gonna need, you can still get parts from, this was a 2013 or 14 model. So I can still get parts, and I'll have to get a new primer thing, probably yank this off and take a look at the gas line, because if the plastic is that bad on this, it's probably just as bad on that gas line. Well, that sucks. We're gonna get rid of these dwarf lilac bushes here because they don't do anything. They don't, they're not big like the ones that are over by the workshops. We're gonna mow all these down. I was gonna cut them down with that trimmer because it has the blade on it. And then right behind it here is where the fire pit's gonna go, but I guess that'll have to wait for now. Today is Sunday, so I've got some house cleaning to do inside. Melissa has already done a bunch of it, but I have to vacuum and do a few more things and eventually run the garbage can down. But right now I'm gonna go inside and clean things up. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. A couple more weeks and things will start to get back to normal. 3 weeks, we'll be up at the tent fishing, and I absolutely cannot wait. I will see you guys on the next video.